What is going on, guys? Prince93 here with another video, and it is absolutely freezing today. It is, I think, Thursday the 19th, and it's like 10 degrees in New York right now, so I am frozen. But I do want to show you guys this video that I've been kind of planning out for the last couple weeks. So we're doing best iPad Pro accessories of 2019, or like my favorite ones. So this is going to be totally subjective. Like, this is what I use on a day-to-day. This is what I like. This is what has made like my workflow that much easier and made my life amazing while using this iPad Pro. Because being a full-time iPad Pro user, sure, the experience has gotten a lot better and a lot more user-friendly when it comes to work-related tasks and not just like an email machine. But there's still some things you gotta, work around, right? There's still a couple workarounds and a couple hardware things you need to add on in order to make this in your number one like work device. Because anybody can use this as a multimedia machine, as an email machine, as an internet browsing machine, but in order, because this thing is powerful. This thing is very, very powerful. It's comparable to like the 2018 MacBook Pro. So in order to take advantage of all that power, you need a few peripherals to kind of enhance your experience, right? So I'm gonna start off with a very basic one. I've had this one on the channel for a little while now. So the iPad Pro comes with an 18-watt fast charger. It's only fast when you use it with an iPhone because the battery's smaller, but with the battery on the iPad Pro, I would not consider it a fast charger. It charges extremely slow, especially when you're in use and when you're doing something like editing a video on LumaFusion. You'll see that battery ticker move up 1 in like 20 minutes versus getting a dual PD. If I can show you guys right there. And I'll start showing B-roll of all the different items that I'm using. I have this fast charger from Initech. It's a dual USB-C. The top one is 15-watt output and the bottom is 65-watt output, right? And it comes with a C2C cord, and also big note for any cord manufacturers or cord resellers, whether it's Lightning, USB-C, micro USB, whatever the case may be, use this little Velcro strap. Make sure it's on it because it makes life very, very easy to organize. So I would highly recommend getting a fast charger. It doesn't have to be this one. Like, I have a few more coming in. I have an 18-watt charger, I think a 45-watt, and then a 72-watt charger. I'm gonna kind of test them all out. Obviously, the bigger the wattage, the faster it should charge, but I kind of want to test that theory out and see if maybe going too big of a break can affect the battery in a negative way. But getting a fast charger is huge because while I'm editing LumaFusion and kind of drawing that horsepower from the iPad, this has really helped in keeping the power, as high as possible. Number 2, so now with iPad OS, right, there is mouse compatibility. I've made countless videos on my MX Anywhere S2 mouse, which is a great companion for the iPad Pro. It is, in my opinion, the cheapest high-end mouse that you can purchase right now. My only complaint about it is the fact that it's a micro USB to charge. Not everything is perfect, and this thing is about a year old. I've had it for a few months, but I think it's over a year old when it came out. And you can, like I said, you can program this with certain hotkeys, customize the different keys that are on here to do different tasks, but it's mostly revolving around iPad or the native Apple ecosystem, right? You can't really customize it too much within applications, if at all, and you also can't use the companion app that Logitech has when using it on a Windows or Mac OS computer. So again, it's not all the way there, and the mouse experience is not all the way there, but I believe that it's getting there. So number 3 is a pretty obvious one. These have to be my second favorite purchase of 2019. Boom. AirPods Pro 2019, active noise cancellation, noise pass-through. I'm gonna put some B-roll on everything. So I purchased these with the idea to review them, make maybe 2 or 3 videos about them compared to the old ones, and then returning them. Obviously, I ended up not returning them. I had them for about 2 months as I got them on the day that they dropped, so maybe a month and a half, and I love these things. My biggest complaint with the Apple AirPods, the original ones, was the noise just bleeds through, right? Like, I'm on the subway, I work in New York, I'm walking around with a lot of constant noise, and this has totally changed my life. And if you set your expectation that it's going to completely silence everything around you, you're not going to enjoy these, and you're going to think these are not worth the $250. What it does is it cancels out constant and like monotonous noises. So like the buzzing of like the road, or like the buzzing of, basically gets rid of like any constant noise that's happening. So if somebody does speak, you'll hear them and you'll understand what they're saying, but it'll just be softer, right? If you hear an ambulance coming, you'll hear it because it's not a constant noise. So basically the headphones can't work fast enough to eliminate variable noises, right? So that's how the active noise cancellation works. And it basically, like I said, it dims down everything to the extent where like It's amazing. Like, I'm not blasting the volume on these on the subway just to not hear what's going on the outside. So AirPods Pro, recommended for any iOS device period, or any Apple device period, to pair it with, because it's great for, you know, small listening sessions, long listening sessions, last up to like 4 or 5 hours on each charge. I haven't had an issue where like I found myself low on battery yet. So highly recommend, worth every freaking penny, and these will last me 2 to 3 years. The last AirPods lasted me 3 years. So, you know, money well spent. That's money well spent. The way I look at things is like, if I get my cost back and what I think it's worth, so like over 3 years, it'll cost me whatever it is, like $80 a year, $85 a year. To me, that's worth it. And then another one is, especially if you are using this at a desk and you have a Bluetooth keyboard setup and a Bluetooth mouse setup, get yourself a stand. So this has been my go-to stand since day one. Again, it's metallic. It's, shout out to whoever always comments this. I'll link you below, but aluminum construction. Boom. Let me see. So it fits the Apple aesthetic very well. It folds up nicely, so you can kind of just slip it into any pocket in your backpack. And I love this thing. Highly recommend it, and it's very cheap. So, and I've reviewed one more other dock or stand, which is also very nice, and I like the functionality of it, but the build quality on this is just that much better. I love this build quality. It's like metal, it's heavy, and you just feel confident putting your tablet on there that it won't fall over. And then this one is very, very recent, literally like 3 days recent, right? So this is the Basis 6-in-1 Bolt Hub, USBC Hub, which is, I would say, needed when it comes to using your iPad as a work device, because it gives you USB-A, HDMI, microSD, SD, USB-C, if I can pull this guy out, USB-C, and then a headphone jack. And not only that, but it's made to fit and function on the iPad Pro with or without the Apple keyboard case. So that's what I like about it. I have the Initech 9-in-1, which from an I/O perspective has a lot more, especially if you're still using VGA, especially if you need a second USB-A or a second USB-C, right? But this one, it has at least one of everything you need, and it fits perfectly on the iPad, and it's made to be used and move on the go with the iPad and look aesthetically pleasing. So I really like this one. Again, it's only been like 3 days since I've had it, so I haven't had a long-term test with it. If it does fail on me, you'll be the first to know on my end. But this is going to be on my iPad moving forward until something new comes out. And then my last one has to be my backpack. So I got this backpack 3-4 months ago, and it's been a game changer. I love this backpack. Before, I had like a $20 Amazon backpack that lasted me like 4 or 5 years. So I got my $20 worth on that one. This one is about 40 or 50, and it's great build quality. Like, people at my work have Toomey bags that look exactly the same as this one, and they spent like $800 on that bag. Well, this one is like $50. And it has a bunch of pockets. It comes with a raincoat, so when it does rain, you just cover this up. It's water resistant to an extent, but like I said, the material is awesome. It comes with a raincoat. It's got multiple pockets. I fit everything I need in here, from lunch, laptop, iPad. And I've done a review on this bag alone, so I'll link it below. But I highly recommend, if somebody needs a backpack and they're in the market to get one, this one should last them a while because it's very padded. And the issue with my last one is that there was no padding on the bottom. So I dropped my backpack with my MacBook Pro in there, put a dent in the MacBook Pro, and kind of screwed me. So this one does have padding. I have dropped this with my work laptop and my iPad, and everything has come out unscathed. So really like this backpack. And then of course, you have the classic 2 peripherals, right? The Apple keyboard and the Apple Pencil. I always recommend people, so if you get an iPad and you're debating getting a keyboard or a pencil, get the pencil, because the alternatives on the third-party market for an Apple Pencil are not great. The Apple Pencil is pretty much it. There's a couple of other ones that are cheaper, but I've heard they're not the same. And you can get any old Bluetooth keyboard. It just depends on what you want. Only reason I've stuck with this one is because A, I got an open box, B, it's crazy slim, and it just kind of fits with me, right? And I don't want to have to worry about charging another battery because it's just a 3-pin connector, and it also works perfectly with the Bolt 6-in-1. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is my favorite accessories of 2019 for the iPad Pro. Some of them you've seen, some of them are new, hopefully, and I'm gonna link them all below. This is like, also, I would consider this like my mobile setup. I carry all these things with me at all times, and it's always there when I need it, and it goes into that backpack that I just showed you. So it's kind of like a mobile work setup, and then also my favorite iPad Pro accessories of 2019. And I'm looking forward to see what people have to do, or what people are going to do in 2020, right? Because this iPad is going to be around, in my opinion, until the fall of 2020, and then that's when a new one will come out. And even then, the form factor won't change. I think the only thing that's going to change is the camera hump. So that's what we're dealing with, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I know this is a long one. If you made it to the end, please comment below that you did, and I appreciate the support. And that's going to do it for this video. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, peace.